For extreme hair growth, apply 3 tablespoons of this. This exact remedy triggered new hair growth in nearly 87% of people within 6 weeks. Whether you're noticing bald spots forming from an autoimmune issue, your hair is thinning or shedding due to fungus or scalp inflammation, or it's receding from hormonal issues, this simple remedy made with a raw red onion can help when it's applied to the scalp twice per week. Your hair may also thin and fall out faster when your body is missing key nutrients, because when nutrients run low, your body ignores your hair and it focuses on other vital organs instead. So today I'll be giving you the new and upgraded onion juice recipe, scientifically proven to improve hair growth, followed by 5 well-studied foods proven to stimulate regrowth from the inside out. When you combine both, your body will have everything it needs to grow new, strong and healthy strands. But why are red onions the best for hair growth? Red onions contain 2 to 3 times more quercetin than lighter coloured varieties, and this antioxidant activates growth factors at the follicle root that tell your hair to stop shedding and to start growing. Quercetin also stops T cells from attacking the hair follicles to prevent your hair from falling out in patches. And that's not all. Quercetin also has antifungal properties which destroys harmful yeasts, molds or dandruff which could be plugging up the hair follicles. We are also using onions today because they are loaded with sulfur, which improves blood flow to the hair matrix, nourishing the follicles and helping them produce keratin, the protein that your hair is made of. Now, you may be worried that you'll go around smelling like an onion if you use this, but don't worry, because we'll be using this as a pre-poo treatment and then shampooing all of the smell out of your hair after it's soaked into your hair follicles. So now let's make this upgraded hair growth tonic. Start with 1 medium red onion chopped finely and then added to a blender with 1 cup of water. Blend it until it's smooth and then strain it through a clean cloth or a sieve to collect the juice. Now, this is where most people stop, but we're going to supercharge this through fermentation. So to the juice, add 1 teaspoon of sea salt and a half a teaspoon of raw honey. Mix it well, cover the jar with a coffee filter or a cloth and leave it at room temperature for 48 to 72 hours. As this mixture ferments, you'll see tiny CO2 bubbles forming. This is the good bacteria activating. Fermentation increases the antioxidant power of the onion and it releases lactic acid, which will help to restore your scalp's healthy pH. If you want to push your results even further, add these optional hair growth boosters after fermentation. 5 drops of rosemary essential oil, which has been clinically shown to be as good as minoxidil for regrowth. And you can also add 1 teaspoon of cooled green tea, which is rich in catechins which block the hair loss hormone called DHT, whilst also helping the cells at the roots of your hair to grow faster. So now how do you use it? After you've made the fermented onion juice, transfer it to a clean glass jar or a dark glass bottle with a lid. This will stay potent and fresh in your fridge for up to 7 days. Before application, make sure that your hair is slightly damp. This helps to open the follicles and allow the nutrients to soak deeper into your scalp. Massage 3 tablespoons of the tonic directly into your scalp using your fingertips for around 3 to 5 minutes. Ensure that you focus on the roots where the follicles sit and make small circular motions to stimulate blood flow and oxygen delivery. Then cover your hair with a shower cap and leave it on for 45 to 60 minutes so that the active compounds can penetrate the roots. Afterwards, rinse it through thoroughly and shampoo it twice to remove any trace of the onion scent. If your shampoo does not remove all of the smell, try rinsing with cold water, which will break down the sulfur-smelling component. Repeat this remedy twice per week for at least 6 weeks. Most people begin noticing fine baby hairs or new regrowth around the hairline and the crown within the first month. But how does this work beneath the surface? This tonic works by activating 3 major growth pathways inside your follicles. It activates VEGF, which builds new blood vessels to nourish the roots. It also triggers IGF-1, which helps keep the hair in the active growth phase for longer. And also B-catenin. This is the master signal that tells any dormant hair follicles to switch back on and start growing. The sulfur within the onion also can boost keratin production, making each strand stronger, whilst the quercetin and optional rosemary oil together enhance microcirculation and block inflammatory damage at the roots. In fact, the rosemary oil was shown to be as strong as the hair growth drug minoxidil in a random controlled clinical trial. Now, most people see results within just 6 weeks, but why doesn't it work for everyone? Because if your body is missing key nutrients, your scalp will stop making keratin and hair will fall out. Hair follicles are living organs and they rely on vitamins, minerals, and amino acids to stay active. So even if you fix the outside, if the inside is still running without fuel, new growth just doesn't happen. That's why nutrition is the missing link in almost every case of thinning or shedding hair. Studies show that even mild deficiencies in zinc, biotin, or essential fatty acids can slow down the hair growth cycle. So let's go through 5 well-studied foods that feed your hair growth from within and work synergistically with the onion tonic you just made. Number 1 is almonds. It's surprising how powerful almonds can be when it comes to stimulating hair growth. Almonds are one of the richest natural sources of biotin, making them an excellent alternative to the synthetic biotin supplements that people often use for hair growth. In laboratory studies, almond oil significantly increased hair growth in mice by promoting follicle activity and speeding up the transition into the anagen, which is the growth phase of the hair cycle. One of the main hormones responsible for hair loss in both men and women is called DHT, which causes follicles to shrink and eventually stop producing hair. Almonds, however, are naturally high in oleic and linoleic acid. These are special fatty acids shown to block DHT activity and improve scalp circulation at the same time. They're also a dependable source of vitamin E, which protects your follicles against oxidative stress as you age. The easiest way to enjoy them is to soak 4 almonds overnight, peel off the skins, and then chew them slowly in the morning. Alternatively, you can add crushed almonds to smoothies for a gentle daily boost. Just make sure that you always remove the skins because they contain phytic acid, which can block you from absorbing the goodness inside them. The next hair growth food is pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are one of the most underrated natural DHT blockers on the planet. Packed full of zinc, magnesium, and special plant compounds called phytosterols, which promote hormone balance. In a double-blind clinical trial, men who took pumpkin seed oil for 24 weeks saw a 40% increase in hair count compared to those on the placebo. You see, zinc is vital for the regeneration of follicle stem cells and the production of new keratin proteins. When your zinc levels drop, follicles can become stuck in the resting phase, causing the hair to thin out. All you need is 2 tablespoons of lightly roasted pumpkin seeds per day. Or if you prefer, 1 teaspoon of cold-pressed pumpkin seed oil taken before some eggs or another protein-rich meal to boost its absorption. Now here's something most people never even hear about. A clinical study showed that over 90% of patients with alopecia hair loss were found to be deficient in an amino acid called histidine, and that deficiency made the hair follicles weaker and less responsive, even when they were using topical treatments. So what we want to do is to raise histidine with oysters and sardines. Histidine is one of the key building blocks for keratin, the protein that forms each hair strand. But your body can only use it properly when it has the right balance of zinc, copper, vitamin B6, and folate. That's what makes oysters so powerful for hair growth. They contain all of these nutrients in the perfect proportion. Each oyster delivers bioavailable zinc and copper, which strengthens the collagen structure around the root of the hair follicle. Just 3 to 4 oysters a week is all you need to dramatically raise zinc and copper levels in the body, helping follicles regenerate faster and grow thicker hair. Sardines, on the other hand, are rich in free histidine itself, along with omega-3 and B6, which improves circulation to the roots and calms down scalp irritation. So for the next 3 months, start eating 1 to 2 cans of sardines in your diet per week and a few oysters in whichever way is most convenient for you. Make sure to use sardines canned in water, however, rather than oil. Now, this next one is fascinating. According to the ancient medicinal practices such as Ayurveda, the root cause of hair loss starts in your gut. One remarkable case study showed an 86-year-old Chinese man with alopecia had a fecal microbiota transplant, and within just a few months, he began to regrow his hair and even restore the color and the pigmentation, despite not using any medical treatments. This incredible recovery shows that if you aren't digesting foods properly, your gut is unable to absorb the raw materials and the nutrients needed to grow hair proteins. And this is why kefir is such an amazing remedy. Kefir is a fermented milk drink containing over 30 strains of probiotics and lactic acid. These help to reset your gut microbiome so you are better able to absorb nutrients for your hair. Drink just 1 small glass of kefir each morning on an empty stomach, or perhaps blend it with berries for a probiotic-rich breakfast smoothie. It is also suggested to add other digestive support foods like sauerkraut, apple cider vinegar, and chia seeds as well. And the final hair growth food on my list is called Brazil nuts. If you've tried every remedy for hair loss and nothing seems to work, the problem could be with your thyroid. Your thyroid gland controls your metabolism, which includes how fast your hair grows, how thick it becomes, and even how much it sheds. But when thyroid hormones slow down, hair growth cycles shorten, strands start to weaken, and the scalp can start to thin, especially near the crown and the sides. And that's where Brazil nuts make a huge difference. They're one of nature's richest sources of selenium, a trace mineral your thyroid needs to convert T4 into T3, the active form that fuels cellular growth, including your hair follicles. Another clinical trial published in the Journal of American College of Nutrition found that just 1 Brazil nut per day for 8 weeks was enough to significantly raise blood selenium levels and improve thyroid hormone activity in adults with low selenium. This shows just how even a tiny amount of this mineral can have a powerful systemic effect. Just 1 to 2 Brazil nuts a day gives you the ideal dose to support thyroid function and reduce inflammation in the scalp, and also strengthen the keratin proteins that form your hair. Pairing Brazil nuts with other iodine-rich foods like seaweed or eggs can enhance this effect even further. When it's working, you'll also notice a boost in energy, mood, and metabolism as well. And I'd also like to add one bonus food which is extremely cheap, called gelatin. This is a pure protein that's made from animal collagen, which is loaded with amino acids used to directly build hair collagen and keratin. A trial in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology found that women who took collagen hydrolysate, which is the same protein found in gelatin, experienced thicker hair diameter and faster hair regrowth rate after 12 weeks compared to those on a placebo. All you need to do is mix 1 tablespoon of unflavored gelatin powder into a glass of warm water once per day and add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice to help your body absorb it more efficiently. This will supply the building blocks your follicles need to build hair that is less likely to break off or fall out. So now you know what works. Here's how to put it all together. Step 1. Apply the fermented onion tonic twice per week as a pre-shampoo treatment, massaging it gently into your scalp for 5 minutes to stimulate blood flow. Leave it on for 45 minutes under a shower cap before rinsing and shampooing. If possible, do this on the same day that you consume your zinc and biotin-rich foods, so your body is working in sync from the inside out. Step 2. Each morning, start your day with 1 small glass of kefir on an empty stomach to repair your gut. Then through the day, include a handful of soaked almonds for biotin and vitamin E, 2 tablespoons of roasted pumpkin seeds for zinc and DHT balance, 1 to 2 Brazil nuts for thyroid and selenium support, oysters or sardines twice per week for histidine, copper and omega-3s, and 1 tablespoon of gelatin in warm water to rebuild the collagen that holds the hair in place. Drink plenty of water, get sunlight every morning, and move your body daily. Even just a short walk helps to boost scalp oxygenation. Avoid tight hairstyles, harsh shampoos with sulfates, and chronic stress, as these all constrict follicle blood flow. And stay consistent. Hair doesn't transform overnight, but within 6 weeks you'll notice baby hairs around your temples and your crown. By 12 weeks, strands start to appear thicker, stronger, and grow faster than before. Because when you combine topical activation with the right internal fuel, you're not just treating the symptoms anymore, you're rebuilding the entire environment that your hair needs to grow and thrive. Sometimes the real reason that your hair won't grow back can be hidden in your metabolism. So watch my next video on reversing insulin resistance to go deeper. Thank you as always for watching, and I wish you great health, wealth, and happiness.